Alright, stick her up and get in at the negotiation.
Hello yet again, and this time I'm back with my ongoing job on the Bosch DAC 90. This is the version with the octal valves. You remember the power, excuse me, you remember I had to remove the old asbestos power dropper and stuff like that, and I've been waiting for the new components to arrive, but yesterday I received this, which is hopefully the components. So just open up. And in there I have them. That's excellent. So I've got that's a 200 ohm resistor, which you know I needed in series with the R19 for the anode of the power supply. And also I have the 800 ohm resistor, which I'm going to put in series with the heaters. So both of those have arrived, and I'm now going to make a start on fitting them. Once I've done that, I'm going to power up for the first time on obviously reduced power, and we'll see what other faults that displays. But we're ready to go to start installing these. So I'll be back with you when I've gone a little bit along that path. Okay, so I'll talk to you then. One of the things I've realised fairly quickly is that I've ordered resistors which are hugely under power. These valves are going to take somewhere around 2 amps when they're powered up, and 2 amps probably at 80 volts after the 800 ohm resistor works out V times I, well, that works out somewhere around 170 watts. So my 50 watts are going to cook very quickly. However, I'm just going to power it up initially just to see if the thing works. So I've rigged it all up with crocodile clips, lethal if I touch them because there's lots of high voltages here. So I'm now turning the radio on. I've done previously my resistance checks and they all seem okay. So having turned the radio on, I just want to see if the HT voltage comes up without producing any bangs or smoke. Okay, so it's turning on now. Obviously we've got to wait for this to warm up, and as soon as the valve starts to warm up and produce DC, then we should see that voltage raise. I'm measuring it on the smoothing capacitor, and here it goes, 10, 12, 27. I reckon it will go up to about 260, 270 volts if everything is working correctly. Okay, 256, 67, 269 volts. So that is just about perfect, and there's no smoke and there are no bangs, so I'm happy with that. Okay, well I've depowered the machine, discharged the capacitor. It went up, the HT was fine and all the valve anode voltages were fine and everything else looked okay, but absolutely no output. And I've got my meter across the output transformer, and as suspected it is open circuit. Oh dear. So now we've got to try and source an output transformer that will actually fit this machine. So yeah, let's have a look at the meter just to show you that it is open circuit. The meter is here somewhere. Yeah, completely open circuit. Okay, this must be one of the most jury-rigged radio repairs I've ever undertaken, but I've now taken out the internal transformer, not taken it out, but connected this external output transformer here across the connections there. So that's all those leads. These are the that's the mains at the 800 ohm resistor through the heater circuit, and this is the 200 ohm resistor feeding the anode, or the other resistor feeding the anode of the rectifier. So I'm now going to turn it on, and we'll hopefully this time get some sound. It probably won't be tunable because there's no aerial connected to it, but let's just see what happens. Obviously it takes the time to warm up. And there we go. It is tunable, I believe. Well, at least it's receiving RF from the signal generator, and the thing is working. So that's the next stage I've got to. I think next what I have to do is get rid of all these cables and fit this properly so that it's at least safe to go near, rather than having 240 volts hanging around here like this. So that will be done. That's the next step. That's going to take quite a while, but at least once I've got that done, I can then start fault finding to see why it's not tuning, replacing some of these other caps, and also connecting the proper aerial to it, so it may very well then start to work. But we are getting places, so I think we'll turn it off now. It's going to end with a few checks to confirm my earlier suspicions. I put an ammeter in series with the 800 ohm resistor, and it's measuring 2.1 amps, and I have on the resistor 80 volts, so that's, what is it, multiplied together, that's 168 watts, and I've only got a 50 watt in, so that's ridiculous. Anyway, that was a mistake I shouldn't have made, but it's working. I'm going to now try and resurrect the original resistor, or try and get a higher power resistor. That's it for now. You're up to date, and I'll get back to you as soon as we make some more progress. Thanks for watching.
Alright, stick it up and get in at the negotiation. The negotiator is a far more responsible than the mayor. Trying to raise